I'm Ruthie, she, they, and I play Sentinel, she, they.
I'm Will, he, him, and I play Moxie, she, her.
I'm Imi, she, her, and I play Amaya, also she, her.
I'm Steve, he, him. I play Aura, he, him.
I'm Sarah, she, her, and I play Freya, she, her.
Hi, I'm Mike, he, him, and I'm playing Eugene Ballantyne, he, him.
I'm Charlie, he, him, and I'm your DM.
A beautiful, fancy Scottish writer ready to do like some
Shakespeare
writing.
or Macbeth.
Yeah, in a lovely coffee shop, and specifically in a nice way.
Okay, ignore the scarf.
Take the scarf off.
Just end it.
Right. Okay. So, I have got Welsh cake in my fucking lips, right. To recap, on last session, you guys returned from the desert. You met with Gaspar.
It was a bad time.
It was a bad time. You revealed, or you lied to him about killing the Graven God, saying that you found it and it was already dead. And whether or not he believes you is another question, but he paid off your debts. He paid you guys handsomely, and...
I still didn't establish that.
It's all right. I'll send it to you after. You guys aren't going to spend that much. I hope.
Challenge accepted.
Okay. And then he gave you a carriage.
My wife has a casino. I think you're fine.
I'm gonna buy me a horse.
He gave you a carriage to get you home, and on the way, Aura discovered his father-in-law's house had been cordoned off, and he spoke to the guard out front, who was secretive, suspicious of other people watching. Reported of a strange man in maroon from the government who sounded like clockwork, who came and took him away. And after a small hunt of clues and looking in his own home, Aura made his way to Tonbok, who was his old boss at the forge, who had a letter for him from his father-in-law with some money and an explanation that he'd sent Aura's wife away. Because he was scared of the people who were after Aura. But he had given false descriptions of Aura. And then you all made your way to the Mariners Market. You got a drink, and then you quickly went down into the secret hideout of Caxaria, Sentinel's friend and confidant, and you were in her underground bunker where Moxie and Sentinel revealed a secret about themselves, that they were not exactly who they were, who they told you. They were members of the Lanta Velanta family, and one of the key members of the Syndicate, which is the crime family group in Dustmere. And Caxaria has just sort of told you guys that your younger brother Julian is unofficially taken over the V family.
Excuse me?
Yeah, it's not known outside the...
Yeah, it's not going to be known for very long, and I'm going to make to leave.
She grabs you, gently, but she grabs your arm.
No. It's my birthright, it's mine.
Can I be of assistance?
Yeah, you can fucking come with me to kill this bastard.
Okay.
Well,
If there's one thing I tell you to do tonight, it is to stay away from the Grand. I think he's working with someone outside the Syndicate. I've seen humans guarding.
I pull out the book that we managed to open last week. Like a couple of sessions ago, and be like, yeah, no fucking shit.
Let me explain. Can you give me that much time before you storm off and get yourself killed by your younger brother?
You have 3 minutes.
Okay. I'm not holding to that, by the way. I'm going to speak as long as I fucking want.
Yeah, but I'm going to leave in 3 minutes.
Counting.
Look, it's worse than him being in charge. He has blackmailed the other families. I'm not sure what he has over them, but he is making them the head of the table. He has announced himself as head of the Umbra table. And I need to tell you something about that. Because even I shouldn't know this, but please don't be mad.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I shouldn't know this. I know things that I shouldn't. It's part of my family's job. I am very good at it.
I know. You know so many things that you shouldn't know. It's that I'm not mad about. What did you do?
I didn't... It's what I know. It's not what I did. The Umbra table is the name for the syndicate rulers. For your father, Royce, was a member, and my mother. But it's something we've been told since we were all children. We all knew it's the Umbra table, the leaders of... it's rubbish. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It's a story. It's used by the families to hide the truth, and to hide the truth from the Empire. The Umbra table is fake. The real deal is called the Third Table. Third to the Crown, and guild tables in Sahira. It was once a place for democracy. I found this in my mother's notes. I know I shouldn't have. I've known it for a long time. But I was worried about what they would do if they knew that I knew. It was seated with normal people, hundreds of years, thousands if not, and it was broken during the Asildian War. But it secretly lives on. It's no longer the democracy it was. It is a meeting of the criminal government. The only person to have seen it is Royce. He was chosen by the other families as their representative. And I knew that you were going to hate me I hate it. Dustmere is unique because the Syndicate is known. And so far the Empire have the treaty with us, but there is a Syndicate in every city in the Empire. And I don't know if Julian knows that. I'm pretty sure he doesn't, because my mother wouldn't have told him. He has forcibly taken lead. He thinks the Umbra table exists and he thinks he's in charge of it. My mother doesn't even know that I know. I sense that he simply believes he is now in charge of the Syndicate, and that is it. Please do not go running after him. Surely there are more important things right now. Wait for things to settle. I know you hate him, and I know that you hate your father. I hate him too. But it's not safe for other people in the Grand, let alone you and Moxie.
Yeah, you are never leaving this place ever again. You live here now. This is your home now. She lives here now, unless we can find her another one and we can move her in the dead of night and no one will ever know.
There's also weird stuff
Where
going
you go,
on.
I go.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure Julian thinks you're dead.
Well,
There have been no
didn't
searches.
you tell everyone that I was dead?
Of course I did.
Yeah.
And there's been no searches for weeks. They stopped maybe a week after you left.
We could give him a heart attack.
You said things were bad,
that
but good for me. Well, good for us. What is good? What is good about this situation?
He thinks you're dead. That means that he's not going to try and kill you. But if you go waltzing into the Grand right now, well, the game's up. And there's no amount of fucking letters that I can write to convince anyone otherwise.
I hate this.
Same. She pours you another glass, hands it to you, and to Moxie, a full glass of wine.
I don't even like trying. I top it up.
She drinks.
So, how do we give someone a heart attack?
Right, so we sneak Sentinel in, right? We sneak her in.
Okay.
Then, like, we put her in his wardrobe or something.
Step 2.
Yeah. Then he goes to open it in the morning. She
Step
goes,
3.
boom. He goes, and like starts to have a heart attack, and then she stabs him anyway, right in the heart. There you go. Bish bash bosh. Sentinel's back in charge.
I'm no medical professional, but I do believe the chances of that are very slim.
But when you jump out at people, they go, "Oh my god!"
And it will
You almost
raise
gave me a
their-
heart attack.
And yes, it's one of those. Do you remember we were talking about figures of speech?
No.
Okay, well, we were talking about it previously in the desert, and yes, it's not something that actually happens. Maybe, I'm sure there's been instances where it has happened, where someone has jumped out of a wardrobe or a cupboard or whatever, what have you, and that person has died of a heart attack. But I don't believe it's particularly common.
So what you're saying is that it's possible.
He said there's a chance. Yes, I believe so, but I do think there might be better plans if that is indeed your plan. Like, granted it does increase that person's heart rate and, it could happen. No, I don't think so.
Well, this can be a plan.
Just to clarify, these are the people that survived in the desert.
Yeah.
And the rest of them are dead.
Do you
with
not
a sword.
love them?
I'm really, really good with my sword.
She is.
Wow.
I also know that you probably can't give someone a heart attack whilst jumping out of a wardrobe, what have you.
Do you
With
not
a
love
sword?
them?
Oh yes, if you have a sword and you stab them, but I don't think they'll die of the fright. I think they'll die of
There's a certain
the sword.
juvenile charm.
What?
Would you like a drink?
Yes, please.
Just touch your There are strange things happening in the city as well. Things that I've been following, but they're not of a criminal nature.
There's a keeper in this city.
What?
Did you not know that?
Oh, I did not. How the hell do you know, though?
Because we met him.
Yeah, we met him.
You met him?
Yeah.
You just... Where was
we
it?
just met him. Down the pub, yeah.
This scarf
Seriously?
is making me so
He was
Just down the pub.
He was at Gaspar's.
You were just at Gaspar's as well?
Yeah.
What?
It was part of our job. We had to go to the desert, then we had to go see Gaspar to get our debts paid off.
So you're telling me that you messaged me in the dead of night, and I warn you that, and then you just arrive and just.
Hey, I
Just
didn't
go and
decide.
visit.
It wasn't
We
like I
weren't given a choice.
decided.
There's no choice, yeah.
We were taken there.
Does he know anything about? Has he? We've never met him, have we?
Who?
Gaspar. Why does he know?
I haven't got a clue. I mean, I know people I've never met. It's part of what I'm good at. But a keeper in the city. Wow. Do you know what his name was? Do you know what he looked like?
His name was
His name was Ilram.
Yeah.
Ilran.
Okay. And what did he want? What did he want with you? All of you lot?
Well, he was following up on what we found.
He thinks there's something rotten. They're bringing something to Dustmere. And we stopped by my father-in-law's. He's been taken by the government.
This
A
is a side
clockwork.
project for you.
A clockwork man with a white mask and a maroon cloak.
Okay. She starts writing that down as well. The strangeness that I'm talking of, it may be related to the
Are
keeper.
you talking about Debiles?
Exactly.
Like, how are they getting away with that shit?
The worshipping.
Yeah.
It might be why the keeper's here.
Oh, it's 100% is why the keeper's here.
I'm surprised he stepped foot in the city. If the syndicate knew, they'd hunt him down. And let alone the syndicate, the block would be furious.
He's hiding.
I'm sorry, it's Aura. I don't know anything about this man from the government. There's a lot of people coming in and out of the city. The information that I collect is usually of nobles, people of interest. I did have... Sorry?
What about, you said nobles, Leonidas Bowron? He was taken by this
Yes, so it was a government that took him. I understand that we've got... And she starts rifling through her notes at this point, and she goes over to where she's got all these scrolls. Yes, he was taken a week ago. All of his assets were frozen. But there's no other information that we've found. It's sometimes it happens, dodgy dealings. I don't know if...
He found some information with the archivists. And
Well, I'm not allowed in there.
Yeah,
You
that's
found
never
it.
stopped you before.
he found it at my request.
I see. Well, I don't know. It may have something to do with Debiles. His return is imminent. There's some party in a week or so. But
It's the ball, bitches.
tell me what did this keeper want of you? They don't tend to show their faces, let alone meet people in the city.
He gave us a job.
To find out what's going on with Debiles.
Oh, I see. So you're all fully paid up members of the Apotheos, are you?
Oh yeah, 100%. They
Told you we were good.
Yeah, he said there were things that we could do that he, as a keeper, definitely couldn't do.
Oh, that's smart. Yes, that is smart. By using you, he can go around undetected. I hope he's paying you well.
Not yet, but
Yeah, we didn't discuss pay.
Just for the record, he gave you guys that letter.
they gave us that letter, but I'm still pretending that we didn't get shit.
Well,
But I am gonna let her copy it later.
okay, well, that sounds interesting. Having a keeper in your pocket is... I mean, I'm jealous. Well, anyway, it's getting late. You're welcome to stay. I've only got a bed for myself and these two, but...
We slept on the floor in the desert for long enough. A couple more nights won't matter.
Maya gets comfortable on a chair and goes straight to sleep.
She's like a cat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's out cold for the night, basically.
Yeah, she's done now.
Did you read the newspaper a week or so ago, maybe 10 days ago, about the what we were talking about before in the casino? And
Yes.
what was the alchemist's name?
The owner of the establishment is a Fabrian.
No, there was an alchemist called almost pleaded for other alchemists that knew about this to sort of go.
Oh, the arch-alchemist.
Yes.
Yes, Leviath. He's the arch-alchemist. He is the vassal leader of the city in Debiles' place.
Yes, I may be slightly naive, but I don't think going to him is a particularly good idea. I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on that.
You are, yes, one of the wayward alchemists. I don't trust the guilds personally, but I don't trust many people. You could follow up in the Archivist's Guild if you have permission in the stacks. I know that the alchemists keep their books there. But it depends what you're after. Are you after his advice? Are you after information to further your own studies?
Not necessarily after anything. I'm just don't know if it would be safe for me to show my face and you say here I am, as it were, and
Debiles is
on my back.
I see. Debiles is harmless. He's a member of the government. He's an alchemist first and a civil servant second, but he will be relieved of his duty soon and Debiles is in the city. And I imagine Debiles will ruin a lot of his good work, but that is the way of things with nobles. But I'm afraid I can't advise you any further than that.
Do you know of the alchemists that were involved in this ordeal? Are they being kept in the prisons here?
No, I know of a handful of deaths on both sides, but I understand only one of them was missing. I think the others were either killed or sent back.
Oh, they were. I assumed they would be imprisoned. Oh wow, that's a massive relief.
I mean, you'd have to check the details, but I was under the impression that they'd left the city, and obviously they're dead.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Obviously not fantastic. Fantastic in terms of what could have been. I am sorry for the trouble it may have caused.
Oh, don't be. It's a horrible place. I hope they tear it down. It's a piss take of the V family. They were making fun of their smuggling, and the man took it over and was obsessed with alchemy, and it was awful. It was an awful place. Fabrian is a savage. He should never have been given that position. Anyway, I'm going to go to bed. Please come to me if you need anything, anyone.
Thank you.
She moves off, goes into one of the side rooms, pulls the door closed.
Let's get comfy.
I was already asleep.
Is it bedtime?
We have a lot of strings connecting in different places now.
Yes, we do. Do we want to deal with this in the morning? Yep.
Sure.
Oh, no. Oh.
Yeah. In the morning.
Have you brought back any of the items from your little house
Not
yet?
yet. I can if you want. Oh, I don't know. I've done it today.
You've
I
done,
can't.
yeah,
I can do it tomorrow.
Oh yeah, you dumped them there. Yeah. Oh shit, yeah, all of your good shit's there. Okay, so if anyone...
follow.
Sentinel, you open the door to Kaz's, you step in, and Moxie, there is a separate room with a double bed that you know of.
Yeah, I'll go there.
You go there, and yeah, what does everyone else? Everyone just getting bedding down.
Wow, I find the comfiest corner that there is.
I mean, if there's a double bed, you can go in with Moxie.
Are there any other cushions?
There's a sofa. There is a sofa, but it depends on that. There's a couple of
I think the
chairs.
chair I was sitting on is where I would have slept,
Yeah.
to be honest.
So there's a
I wouldn't
sofa.
have
There's a chair.
There is half a double bed with Moxie.
Half a double bed with Moxie. Yeah.
I'm just going to sit in a corner and just dwell on something that I heard one of these two say. I'm not going to say which, and it just triggered something in the memory. And I'm just going to just sit and not say anything.
Okay.
And eventually
Or
go to bed.
we'll also dwell and sort of try and wonder where he might have sent Ali to keep her safe.
Okay.
Is Kaz already asleep when I go in?
Yeah, she's getting
much
comfy on one side.
Oh, wait the fuck up! I would kill them if they hurt you. I would kill every last one of them if they hurt you.
And she sits up. I know.
Don't ever worry about that.
It feels better that you're around, but
Yeah, move over and I'd push her, like, come up for a little bit.
yeah, she's like, I'm also a big girl, so I can look after myself. But
No,
I'm glad you're back. She
fucking kill him.
I know. She strokes your head for a little bit.
I like snuggle in a little bit.
She gives you a kiss on the head.
Oh no! Oh no!
And she turns over.
I guess that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, she's like snuggling in, little spoon style, eyes closed.
No.
No sexy times
No
tonight.
sexy.
Rejected.
Okay. And it's hard to tell it's morning because you guys are in a bunker.
In an underground bunker.
But you guys wake up. It's still nice and warm inside. And the day is yours.
Do we need to deal with anything this
Yeah,
morning?
what?
Oh my god, please get the items back.
Oh yeah. First thing.
While you're doing that, I was probably going to get some paper and just write down all the different bits from everyone's side. Basically, like spread it out on like a table or something, and like conspiracy board.
Yeah, I was gonna say, darling, can you go and get
The conspiracy board.
some red tape? It's like we need some red string and a board
Yeah,
and
she's
lots
got
of
it.
paper.
She's got it. She just spreads out on her big writing desk like a big,
God love her.
like pulp paper, which is obviously not. It's not vellum. It's cheaper, but she's got lots of rolls of it. Rolls it out on the table, weighs it down with a couple of things. Right, so you guys are all religious fanatics now who work for the Apotheos. Good to know. Okay.
100%.
Always happen.
I'm just checking. I can't take. Oh, yeah, I come and get all the fancy stuff. I was going to see if I could pop her in, but I don't think I can.
Right, well, I have got errands to run today. I'm a busy girl, but. And she hands one of the keys over to Sentinel.
Yes.
Don't open the inner door until you've locked the outer door.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Bye.
She kisses you on the cheek and kisses Moxie on the head, and then she's gone.
Bye. Okay, let's get this conspiracy board up and running.
Okay, that's the plan, guys.
We start with the things we know, or the list of things we don't know.
Things we know.
It's hard to write the things you don't know.
Is
Things we
anyone
have questions
conspiracy?
about then.
Is anyone conspiracy boarding this for real?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, who do we want to start with? Because we've basically got 3 to 4 people that we can start from.
Should we start with Gaspar? He was our first
Yeah.
point. He sent us into the desert looking.
This is your nap time now. You're done for a bit.
He sent us into the desert looking for a god to supposedly kill. We know he's hoarding coalstones.
He wanted to deal with the god himself, right?
So is he using the coalstones to make a weapon?
Don't know. I mean,
Where is he sending them?
We knew he was smuggling them, so we can probably get... Kaz might know. Kaz might be able to get us some paperwork to know.
Where was the dragon then taking them?
Was Doranus taking them? Did he tell me?
so there's a poor Flotsam.
Durana said
That's where he
he,
was based.
Durana said he knew that V family had been smuggling things. And
Yes.
he didn't like the V family. And then he said that he believed Gaspar was shipping in coil stones into Dustmere.
So
Into
are
Dustmere.
they working together? The V family and Gaspar?
That's what that looks like, doesn't it? We also...
There were 3 parties in there.
Possible, but I mean, we are the biggest ship. We have one of the largest fleets. We have a lot of ships, so it's not unusual to use our ships. It could just be coincidence, but it does seem a bit fishy.
What we also know... Well, what we also have read, this is a rumour, not fact, is that there is a belief that the V family are working with a third party against the Concord, which is the Concord between the Empire and the Syndicate. So,
Could that be related to that third table that, like,
if it's no,
the
because
Concord don't know they still exist?
if it's the V family are working with the third party against the Concord, it wouldn't be. That would have been before. That would have. That letter will have been written before Julian took over. I think. I would imagine. Do we know how long Royce has been missing? She said.
Kaz said about, I think she said a few weeks, at least.
I wonder if this might help. And I'm going to put. I just remembered the other letters that Kinrell gave me.
Oh shit! Yeah.
That had mine in it. I'll take them out and spread them out and pass them out so we can all look over them and see what there is.
They're just basically letters from the Archivist's Guild, talking about his membership, and they're talking about requested tomes. They're talking about one of them's rejecting certain tomes that he was after, and then the other one is about meeting with people in the Archivists Guild. And also there was a warning in the rejection letter about him encroaching into other guild areas within the Archivist Library.
I'll flag that one up to everyone else and
Add it to the board.
So how do these things relate to Gaspar and the V family?
So I think that third party is Gaspar. That would make sense
that
to
would sound
me.
reasonable. If he sent us there to find out if the prophet was there, does that mean he didn't know that the God's Lantern was there?
Yeah, I think that's tangential. I think he found out that there was a god somewhere. I don't think he knows anything. Unless that God's Lantern has been setting off some kind of same pulse or wave, but surely, no, because the God's Lantern was in a demiplane, so it wouldn't have flagged to the Keeper.
What if...
I'm going to leave the God's Lantern there. I'm going to leave the God's Lantern in the thingy unless we need it.
Were Debiles... What was the article about Debiles and Gaspar? Was the Debiles invited back by Gaspar's request? Was it something like that?
Do you guys still have the paper? I
me read
think.
What's the
paper.
headline?
Du-du-du-du-du.
I'm just
I know he
thinking,
was just
what
coming back.
if Gaspar had sent us into the desert to find the god without killing them, to find out how that god became a god,
Yeah. Yeah.
to make...
Because how much does that sound like... how much does that sound like a profit? This undying worship of just a guy who was just a guy.
Maybe the lantern's key to that.
So that lantern is not coming out of this fucking plane.
It's strange. It's just some guy that people worshipped, and people are suddenly just openly worshipping Debiles in the streets.
The paper says, Debiles' family returns to Dustmere on Dia Vichum invitation.
So he invited him back.
Yeah.
How long ago was that headline?
So it was 2 weeks old when you were in Christamar, so it's about 3 weeks.
And the ball is in a week from now.
If Debiles has come back, was he here originally?
Yeah, so he has estates here. So in Dustmere, he's the Archduke, which means he has a seat at the crown table in Sahira, and he is the representative of Dustmere and a couple of other places.
So how long have the people been praising him? How long has that been going on?
You from the Keeper, from Ilram's meeting, you can assume that it's a relatively recent thing. You could ask, I don't think you've asked anyone else, you could ask Caxaria because she's been here, but it's not something that any of you saw here before at all. So you know it's not something that's been going on for months. You guys were in the desert for maybe, I think it was a month and a half total. So that's your hard cap there.
When we did see Ilram, I don't really know how it works. I can sense, I guess, good and bad and certain things. The creature on his shoulder, I sense sort of good intentions from him.
Good intentions? Good intentions is not the same as good.
Well, I sensed good, and the creature on his shoulder was sort of celestial.
It was an Espling.
I have no idea what that is.
No.
Can you remind me what an Espling is?
I won't make you roll for this. So, and this is, so I guess you would probably tell, do you want me to just say this as though you're explaining it to them?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Move your mouth at the same time.
So, when an Apotheos Keeper, when they join that church of the Apotheos, they have to shed any previous worship that they had, any connection that they had to a shining servant. And there's a ritual in which they break themselves and into several pieces, and one of those pieces becomes filled with something, an entity or something with life, and it becomes what's known as an Espling. So they are part of that person, but that means that they're often named as well with emotions. So the Espling that you knew with the, I can't remember her name, but the Keeper in Sahira, her Espling was called Hope. You didn't know what Ilram's lizard was called.
It's basically his dark materials demon.
Yeah.
But roll a Arcana check.
Well, I'm going to ask you the weirdest question. How much of a family resemblance do I bear to both Royce and...
Yeah, I mean, you relatively strongly.
Yeah.
Are you going to He's the Man it?
The what?
The movie. She's the Man, sorry.
He's the man.
No.
It's a very different film.
What I'm thinking is he doesn't recognise me, he recognises Julian. He said, haven't we met before? Don't I know you? And I've no recollection, but if I bear a strong enough resemblance to Julian, it's because he's had dealings with Julian.
Or did he have
Or with
dealings
Royce.
with Royce at this third table?
Also very possible.
I got 7.
A 7.
Yeah.
Maybe we could take that scroll of speak with furniture and ask the third table.
Please.
Yeah, a 7.
He said, yeah.
It reminds you of that time, when you were with the analyst as well. But you specific things about Estlings nothing comes to mind.
Does anyone know anything about, I guess, clockwork people?
Does anyone know anything about
So
clockwork
I would say
people?
what I knew about them. I would just say what I knew. Like saying, Eugene thinks it more of a theory, rather than be able to actually implement something like that. So certainly very strange.
I might have had... Well, I didn't actually ever meet one, but I was warned about a clockwork man once.
Why were you warned about a clockwork man?
Oh, it's such a
I
long
saw
story.
I feel like a backstory coming on.
Do you remember we were
Who
talking
told you
about
about
body
that?
signals? I thought I saw something on the face. I thought you knew something about it.
Squeaky noises.
I'll
Where's
write that
the
in my notebook.
newspaper? I flick through the newspaper and I find the page about the analyst.
Yeah. Do you want me to read it?
Yes, please.
Here it is. The analyst is a very small section, and it's sort of just a narrative about how the analyst is to be removed from central records in Zahira. In the central chorus district, which is the hub of where all the different choruses meet, the central records has a device called the analyst, which is a machine used for sorting, archiving, information gathering, and it is to be decommissioned after it has been behaving strangely and malfunctioning.
I don't think I've told any of you.
It's your turn.
Backstory!
Now we just need a Maya.
The reason I left Zahira about a year ago, my sister, who was also part of the chorus of Juness, went missing. And I have no idea what happened at all. So I went looking for answers and I found the analyst in the records building. And he's sentient, basically. I wasn't prepared for this at all. He told me... Hang on.
Was there any of that ale left in the jug?
Oh, sure.
Bitch has got so much wine in this place. I just start pouring more glasses of
It's
wine.
100% fucking warm though.
Oh no, I give that to Pro.
I can chill it.
Breakfast
I can
mimosas!
chill it for you.
Oh, if that's
Breakfast
what
wine and
Pro wants.
conspiracy boards.
Yeah.
Roll intelligence check.
Me?
Yep.
Oh god. I am quite smart. Just an intelligence check.
While Eugene's tasting his old...
Oh no, it's for Freya.
Oh,
Oh!
yeah, like a good half pint.
11?
Okay.
Can I be guided?
No, not right now.
No.
Please! What was the DC I wanted to hit? So I can feel sad.
While Freya's talking, you could look for your stones of a little life and a little death, but I won't interrupt her anymore.
Thank you.
So what did the analyst say to you?
He told me about vague things about something my sister got caught up in the city. An event run by one of the dukes, Lucard, was it Lucard? I don't know his last name, do I?
No, you don't know if that's his first or his last name.
A Lucard, where there was an attack at some kind of event and there was an attempted murder. Was it of Barraclet?
Mhm.
One of the other sisters from Juness, who was on the run. And was the attempted murder was by the Clockwork Man, right?
Supposedly, yeah.
Supposedly by the Clockwork Man. The analyst was basically... It told me to stay away from him, to be afraid of him, to not dig. The Clockwork Man was removing clerics from the system, erasing them from existence. And the last thing it said to me was, help me in Celestial.
Did you say the analyst was sentient? So you weren't expecting it to be speaking?
It's for data organization.
Was it like person shaped?
It was like an Alexa.
Oh, okay. Because I was going along the lines of the Clockwork Man as an escaped analyst who's gone mental.
It was like a big steampunk.
Like a big machine.
Yeah.
Like a
had a keyboard.
steampunk Alexa.
So 2 things from a Stones of a Little Life and a Little Death. Arcane frames capture the potential of the coil stones. Broken frames suggest that the coil stone has read the dreams. Is that the bit that you're referring to? That could be. And also an Espling is a lost soul brought into an object by a coil stone. Just as a fun fact for everyone to know.
So did a lizard eat a coil stone?
So it sounds like that keeper, this is a whole tangential that we don't really care about. That ritual involves a coil stone.
So is what's his face getting all the coil stones to create more things like keepers?
He didn't seem too pleased that the keeper was there. I think that's different.
Oh yeah.
I
His
don't,
own version of the keepers.
Why would he need his own version of the
I
keepers?
don't know if the Clockwork Man
Or if
is related to the government. Or if it's
So much
separate.
stuff.
is
Or have you got
You
any
said
notes
the
from Little Life and a Little Death?
was asked for protection.
It said, help me in
Help.
Celestial.
Is the Clockwork Man's removing clerics? Is it trying to remove the analyst?
You would
But
remember
can't
that
find it.
one thing you'd remember was that it looked like the records had been purged. So it wasn't clear if the Clockwork Man was purging the analyst of the names,
Yeah,
but I think Baraclet's name was actually not on the system.
yeah.
So it's muddy.
I have this is the craziest conspiracy theory in the history of the world, that I'm just going to get out there while I can think about it, and then we can put it in the conspiracy board and maybe burn it later if it's stupid. This Clockwork Man is an arcane frame. There's this thing about broken frames suggests that the coil stone has read the dreams. Now, what if that is because Debiles and Gaspar are dreaming of a world where the Shining Servants don't exist, and getting rid of the worship of those gods so that people like Debiles and the other archdukes, because what if Debiles is just the first one, right? How many archdukes are there?
That's a good question. Let me come back to you.
Because if they're working with the Syndicate, they're doing something that is against the Empire. They wouldn't be working with the Syndicate unless they were doing something highly illegal. Now, what if this is a trial run to see if they can ascend Debiles to godhood, and then if it works and they wipe out an entire generations of clerics worshipping the Shining Servants, they can reinstate an entire new pantheon if they so chose.
So they're trying to become like the next wave of Gravens? Or possibly?
They're trying to, they're trying to ascend the lot of them to godhood. Think about it, they're collecting coil stones, and what if...
We've seen the power of one called a piece of a coil stone.
What if the point was never to find... What if the point was never to find the prophet, and more to ransack what the prophet had, to take everything that was there The point because the prophet was a man who ascended to godhood, right? The prophet was just a guy who told everyone to dig and they started worshipping him, right? Doesn't that sound exactly like like what's happening with Debiles? He's just a guy that that people are starting to worship. So they wanted the prophet to find out how he did it. They didn't want to kill him. He wanted to take care of him. They wanted to kill him eventually. They wanted to find out how he did it.
Did they know he had the God's Lantern was trying to communicate with them? Because the Keeper said they felt something in the capital when we killed him.
Unless that means there's ties into the capital. There might be other types of God's Lanterns that are there. But doesn't it sound like... Doesn't all of this sound eerily familiar?
There's no such thing as coincidence, really.
So there were around 20 archdukes.
And how many of the Shining Servants are there?
Oh god, don't make me count.
There's 20.
Yeah, 20 exactly. So
does that sound about right?
Just so you were all because most of you, maybe not Amaya, would know that
I know nothing.
the Asildian Empire is, so the rule is split down the middle between the government and the Apotheos, and the only link between the two is the king, who's the vassal leader in the emperor's absence, which has been hundreds and hundreds, if not 1,000 years, so the church answers the Apotheos answers to the emperor through the viziers that lead the Apotheos. And then within the Apotheos, you've got the keepers, the choruses, and the gods, can't remember the name of it, gods, the Eye of God, which is the court. But you also have the government's own court as well, which is more about...
How useful would it be to entirely wipe out half of the governing system and make them answer to you? How handy for a power-hungry archduke would it be if all of a sudden there were no choruses who worshipped other people and instead they all answered to you? What that instead does is it puts them, that's assuming that we keep the Apotheos in some form and it becomes worship to them, but it puts them underneath. It sounds very much, fuck that little pharaoh bastard. Conspiracy theorist, but he was so close to me, right?
The devil, the other thing he said, something about archways or gateways. Could he be trying to use the core stones to power that to bring something through?
Or to let people pass through and ascend?
So there's this column of light and this sea of hands coming for Dustmere. Is this light the way out of this sea of hands that...
Or is this all if we're going down the route of they're pulling something through, is this a manufactured disaster and the light is Debiles to save Dustmere?
Did you ask Caxaria about Deathin? I don't think you did.
Nothing. No.
Okay.
Shit.
No, as in I just couldn't remember if I'd missed that or not.
My orphans!
Because you guys do hear a little knock on the outer door while you're conspiring.
I'm going.
Okay.
I'm gonna, because I can turn myself into chaos.
Okay.
I just don't understand it.
You carry on conspiring.
Actually, so I look at you and go, actually there is something you might be able to help me with. What does that mean? When Sentinel was talking,
Oh no!
I've never seen that before. What is that?
I don't know. 2 bunny rabbits? Was she talking about rabbits? I don't know.
It doesn't really make sense to be rabbits. I mean, that's what I
Oh my
went
God.
for, but... I can't remember.
I lock the front door and then I open
particularly what word it was. But no, I don't know what that means. I've never seen that before.
Psst, Freya.
Yes.
If I'm talking and I'm doing this, what does it mean? Just for the podcast, this is like the inverted commas with your fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you're doing quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Air quotes.
It's Moxie?
Oh no.
So
You could say anything.
Yeah, you absolutely could. And you will, because you're gonna fuck me.
so it's like my name is Moxie. It's like it's not really. So yeah, it's not really Moxie.
Oh, so it's like a lie.
Yeah.
So you're telling people by doing this that you're lying, isn't that a bit obvious?
I mean, yeah.
I'm
but
from Asildia.
But it can also be used for comic purposes.
Yes.
Well,
I mean,
what?
sometimes you want to let people know something without letting them know it as well.
But if everyone knows the meaning of the hand signal, surely everyone then knows that you're saying something that you don't mean, right?
That's the point.
That's the
That's the
point.
point, yeah.
You're in on the joke.
You go and open the door.
Well, I must say, for the first time, I think I'm as confused as you are.
I'm glad to have company down here, to be honest.
Matron Bellflower,
Mm-hmm.
she warned me not to get involved with shit, right?
In the central choruses.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she had word of something that happened in the what was it called? The concert place.
Yeah.
So
Conservatoire.
the conservatoire. So she had word of something that happened there. I think she was basically just warning you off, right?
Okay, so she
think
didn't.
I
It wasn't
might
clear that she knew anything. She just knew that it was dangerous.
Yes, I think that's correct.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the front door.
I did all the locking.
Yeah.
I did all the
So you lock
locking.
the inner door. You open the front door and you see two small children. One of them is Neffin.
Neffin.
Why did you say Neffin? Neffin.
Because he's nothing.
Powder.
Because he's
Nothing,
just
yeah, yeah.
nothing.
That's it. Nothing. That's right.
What? Do you
It's not
understand why
Neffin.
he's my child?
Yeah, because he's Neffin. That's right.
Oh. Right.
And a young girl, but it's a different girl to last time.
Oh, okay.
And you are Kaz, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, hi, Kaz.
Oh yeah. Hi, nothing.
Do you have any food?
Yes, of course. Oh, fuck.
So we ran out.
Yeah, alright, come in.
Okay.
Okay.
He looks around like, sure.
Yeah, just come in, it's fine.
He looks at the girl, and she's like wide-eyeing. She's really scared. Come on. And then leads her in.
And I shut the door.
He's in like grubby sackcloth trousers and he's got a vest that's too big for him, like a button vest.
Don't do this to me. You're like, okay. Do you remember my friend? A very long time ago. She looked quite like me, but she had lighter skin.
Yes.
Don't scream. Don't be afraid. And I turn back into me.
He screams. Both of them scream immediately.
That's fine. Okay, it's fine. And then I open the door and I'll be like, okay, it's fine. We'll go get you some food.
The girl's up against the wall, like.
It's fine. I didn't know who it was, and obviously now I know it's you. And hi. Let's go get you some food.
So you hear some screaming. The door opens, and Sentinel comes in with two orphans, like two young, grubby-looking children, and they're like wide-eyeing you all.
Right. Do you know where Kaz normally keeps the food?
Sora, I'll find it. Can I go find the food?
Yeah. So you
Sniff
run
it out like a
Your
dog.
old man
Yeah,
has some
sure,
rules to
roll
know. That's
investigation
nothing you
check.
can hear, could it?
So Leonidas.
And you just see like this group of people all like wide at like 9 o'clock in the morning being like, oh,
Leonidas was taken by the Clockwork Man. He was supposedly
Mine's
arrested for heresy.
Yeah.
It suggests that the Clockwork Man works for the Apotheos, not for the Dukes. Although it was the Dukes that were...
No, the Clockwork Man would work for the Dukes.
No, but Leonidas was arrested for heresy. What was he researching again?
I asked him to look into my visions and on something that could turn people to stone. He came back with the prisms of creation.
Prisms of creation.
Could that be something along the lines of the unworshipped?
Oh, wait.
And that's worshipping them's a crime.
I don't have this written down, but I have a vague memory of that also being related to coil stones.
What?
Vessels of creation, or like things of creation.
So in your, do you like just quickly read the stones of a little life and a little death?
Just a heads up, I got an 18 on investigation for the food.
Very nice.
It wasn't that.
It was a natural 20.
Also, I'd be I'm assuming Kaz has a bathroom down here.
Yes.
I'm
yes,
gonna go and
so-
escort them through and like help them get cleaned up a little
So
bit.
the cool
I'll
stones
cook
were
some food and get it ready for when they're cleaned up.
cool stones were fragments of long dead titans.
Yeah.
And Leonidas said, wandering nobodies, prisms of creation, stone judges. Are they a cool stones fragments of these wandering nobodies?
The Eureka.
Didn't we discovered something like that, didn't we?
So in the stone, first of all, you find cheese, you find bread, and some dried meats, like
I'm making a
non-perishables.
charcuterie board, guys.
Make them some packs, like as well, like. And
As they're standing by the door, like
I'm like shepherding them through to get them cleaned up.
Like a kid goes around their friend's house and they're like standing by the door and their parent, like they don't know how to behave with this new family, and they're like standing by the front door like that.
So I'm going to make a charcuterie board that they can eat here, and then I'm going to make them like a few little to-go packs each.
Charcuterie
Okay.
They're now in the bathroom getting cleaned.
So in the Stones of a Little Life and a Little Death, it says they are stones of a little life and a little death, fragments of long dead titans within which dwell the shuddering potential to create and connect. What coil stones do to their arcane frames? The corruption seen is the action of the coil stone listening to the dreams of the item it is bound to, and connecting it with its inanimate shell with a lost soul from elsewhere. This life form is known as an espling, a dreaming shell filled with something lost, made into something new.
Okay.
So he's creating something.
There's at least 3 dukes involved.
Did you want me to send you the notes to your other book, or do you want to read it?
Oh, I just know I mentioned, can you just send all of the notes at some point? But I can read it. I'll read it.
Okay, bear with.
Do you want me to read it aloud?
We're about to crack this thing.
We're
There's a
so
lot-
close.
I mean, you guys are. It's so fun to watch.
I'm like full mum mode. Like I've got these two little ones in the bath while I'm reading a book.
So you pull out this other book. I will send you this as well, but I might as well read it
Thank you.
so everyone can hear. It's the one that you found in the little room opposite the Ori in the Nunlakium.
The Folly of Christium.
The Folly of Chrysalem.
That one.
And finally, with your... Oh, you have to cast to read it. though.
That's fine. It's a ritual.
Okay, so
I'm
you...
doing a ritual while the kids are in the bath.
This just got all the way.
Don't mind me.
Once you translate it, actually, the cover is... it says it's a fairy book. It's a book of fairy whispers. And it says...
She loves a fairy whisper.
And it says, there once lived a race of great scholars, so wise they were that their skin was made from stone and smoothed by the weather of the ages. So powerful they were, they crafted their home in glass that never dulled. They wielded magics and relics of golden time, long past. It was with such power they built a device that could peer through walls and worlds themselves with all but a quick turn of a lens. They used it to look into different places, layers upon layers of places, and to one another they learned more and more about the world they had helped create. Being scholars, they mapped, and soon they mapped every place, every secret, and so they turned the lens to another task, to seek out and cleanse the world of seeping chaos. And in their success, they created imbalance. But the scholars did not care, for chaos was destructive, and they were creatures of creation and order. But they were also creatures of boundless curiosity, and so, even with their chaos deeds done, they were not satisfied. They wished to know more. First, they turned their lenses inward, to seek out the deeper things of the world. But even from their great gaze, such places remained secret. Frustrated, they turned their lens outward once again, to look further this time, further still. They shone their eye out beyond the entanglement, seeking anything in the speckling darkness of the end, and eventually, inevitably, they found it. As scholars, they spied on it, unbridled in their voyeurism, safe in the knowledge that they were powerful and so very far away. And so they watched as naughty children as this thing fed from the glistening chaos of stars. They looked upon it, and the creature looked upon them. And with a meeting of gazes, the first stone tumbled. It was a pebble, but on a great mountainside, and it would collide and send others tumbling too until it cascaded into a great unbinding of all things.
I'm gonna flip this fucking table. That first bit is what we found is all the glass shit.
Yeah.
It's 100% that's what we found.
Desert.
I'm gonna flip this fucking table. I'm gonna flip it right now. Chuck.
Don't scare the children again.
Not again! These poor children.
What language was that in originally?
That would have been in, what's it called? Signora.
Oh, right.
Is that the one I can read?
Can you read? No, Signora is primordial.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
You
It's
feed
the
the
same
kids.
one as Aura's ring.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I have.
And the God's Lantern book.
Yes, the diary that the prophet wrote.
Oh, whilst the kids are having their food, I go to them. Have you ever had any sweets before?
No.
Would you like one? Just a strange guy
Get some
going to
strange-
get some sweets.
Here we go.
Get a bite.
Okay. He's alright.
He's
So they're eating the
friendly.
meat like really tough on their brown teeth.
I don't know about you, but I would prefer to eat sweets all day rather than... I mean, I like that food, don't get me wrong, but...
Eugene, they
sweets-
have to finish their meal first before they can have their sweets, just so you know.
I always find that such a strange rule.
You need to feed them up, look at them.
And you see that they're putting other bits in their pockets as
Fine,
well.
I'll play a lot. You finish
We
that,
have,
and when
like,
you...
I'll get the little bags that you like, don't worry. Like,
Oh, this is for Debiles.
excuse me?
What?
And he pulls it out. It's like bread and meat that's scrunched up.
Why,
It's for Debiles.
why do you need to give food to Debiles?
Because he will save us.
What?
Divine sense.
Okay? Tell me
If
what
I
it
have
is.
to kill these children, I will fucking end you.
Oh yeah, we've had a sleep session.
Yeah, we have.
Well,
Ooh, hang on. Wait, can I do the thing? Oh, it's not.
Divine sense is probably not actually going to be any help.
Give us a little.
well, while you're working out, I'm just going to say to them, but
Yeah, it won't be.
but
It won't be any help.
Debiles has lots of food. You don't need to give him more.
We have to give him things to help us.
How is he going to help you?
Because he's going to save everyone.
From what?
Listen, you don't have to worry about giving Debiles things.
If I want
All
to.
the-
I love him.
Sentinel. Why? Are they in their right minds?
Can I
right
do
now?
Can I do a?
Can we do it?
No, you do.
A murder.
Well, I mean, I don't think it would work because if they think that they're telling the truth.
The girl starts crying a little bit.
Can I ask? Can I like crouch down and sit next to her and ask her why she's
Pointless,
crying?
right? Because they're not telling us.
I don't know, I'm scared.
What are you scared of? Is it us?
Would you like to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't go yet.
And that's where we are. And then,
I thought that was a little girl. I was like, oh shit.
What are you going to do something for her? Did you
No,
say?
it's pointless. I was thinking about doing Zone of Truth, but I don't think they think they're lying.
Can
so
I
it's pointless.
try? I don't know if this will work, but I'll get out my alchemical book and I'll ritual cast detect magic
Okay.
and just see if I
How long does it
doubt
take? 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. So you calm the girl down a bit, and she knows that you're going to let her go. And the boy Nuffin takes some food and he eats it. He pockets more. And then when the ritual is done, Eugene, you see 2 threads, one from each of their heads, and it is an illusion colour that floats very gently, almost like spider's web on the wind, down into the ground.
Can anyone dispel?
Um,
No, it's not.
I don't know them like you do, but it seems like, and the other people in this Mariner Square, it seems like they're not thinking for themselves. And there's some sort of control.
They've got, right, we've given them food, we've got them clean. Let's just let them go. We will find another place to stay tonight. I won't look. We don't have anywhere safe that we can get. I'm getting them, I'll get them out.
I make sure they've got their packed lunches before they leave.
Yeah.
was it going directly into the ground? Like straight down? Or like...
Or was it like coming like up? And
Yeah,
then
so it's
down?
floating off their head and
I don't
then
want to think
away
it's
and
for
down
while
into the
they're here,
ground.
They're already scared.
In the
As
same
a-
direction down?
Mhm.
I'm just wondering if it's like coming from a specific point.
Yeah, it looks.
Yeah.
Both of them are going in the same direction. Yeah.
Don't. As I let them out, I was like, "Don't worry, we won't be here next time. Kaz will look after you the next time you're here. If you need food, so you can still come here if you're hungry."
I give them a jelly bean each as well.
Okay, cool. They pocket those.
No, have it now for a dessert, as it were. You've had your food, so but you deserve a nice sweet treat.
I was
For
going to say,
Debiles.
please do one of the dodgy ones, and they give it to Gas.
No.
Okay, yeah. They eat the jelly beans.
So they're a sort of stone fruit flavour.
We need to work out our next.
They light up. And any sort of the way that sugar and sweets can make a kid's day. Any worry, especially on the girl's face, fades, and they look happy. And as you're taking them out, he sort of looks at Sentinel and he's like, are you going to get the monster
What monster, sweetheart?
in the ground?
Yes. Don't you worry. He's not going to hurt you.
Said he took Mickle.
That's his.
No, it's a name you wouldn't know.
He took Mickle.
Yeah.
Where did you take Mickle?
In the ground. You won't send them off. And then they're going to leave.
Whilst because I think it lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Can I just go outside around the market and just are there still people sort of preaching out there?
Yeah, so it's probably around 10 in the morning. It's lively with people, with markets. It's beating hot. And you're going to go out with your detect magic.
Yeah, I just want to see if the same sort of thing applies to the.
So as you walk around, you don't see much in the way of magic out here at all. Really, it's all very mundane stuff. And then you move over to some of the markets that are now selling souvenirs and worshipping items for Debiles. One of them selling little like brass plaques that he's saying are the footprints of Debiles. Yes.
So giving them 10 gold between them.
Okay, sure. Okay, yeah. They pocket that, and it's a lot of money. They know.
I know.
Mark that off.
I am.
And then You move with your detect magic over to the preachers, and each one of them has a thread coming off of their head, going down into the ground.
Cool.
Yeah.
Head back.
The hands. What if they're pulling people into the ground?
What if they're the hands? Fuck.
What are you guys going to do?
Okay.
Quit.
Just a question I was going to ask before that. I know I asked you about resurrection before. Is it something that has to be done quickly, or how long could pass? All of these things are in Signa, and so is the ring that they found me with.
It was like, it's not something I could do. I don't think I have the power yet.
Level 3? Really?
But I guess from what I know, you have to do it within a minute. What's the spell?
Revivifies in a minute.
Yeah,
There's another one though, right? That's way more powerful.
The idea of resurrecting someone that's been dead for a while, it's like
absurd.
It's like crazy powerful clerics.
You don't come back the same. Or at all. It would have, if you really died, it would have happened quickly. More likely.
Is anyone starting to slightly miss the desert?
It was a lot simpler.
It was simpler, yeah.
Simple time, really, wasn't it?
We need to make a list real quick.
Actually, I've just realised something that you may have noticed, but it depends if Eugene saw. Did you just go out with the kids on your own? Actually, no, you went out to the market
Yeah, I went into the
with your
market.
detect magic.
Yeah.
So as the two kids walked off, their threads, they move through objects, and they're sort of looped and in the wind almost, and they went down near a second gate, which is a grate that goes under into the old dust drains of the city.
Which we've been down.
Yes, you've even been through, I think, that one in particular.
Can I just go and I'm not sort of like not too close to them, but just sort of have a look.
It's near the entrance to Caxaria, so it's not. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so
I'm not going to go down there, but just to have a look from the sort of street view.
Sure. So it's actually, so you come in through the little archway where the coal and petal is. Caxaria's is down some steps further in on the right, and these are like literally just here on the side.
Okay.
It's a sandblasted iron gate. It's rusted. There's a padlock on it. Looks a bit rickety. And inside is a dim space with some more steps that run down into a gutter place. There's some barrels in there, some smashed crates.
Of course, when I head back and I let the group know about where the orphans have gone to.
Okay. We need a list of things to do. Have a list of things to do.
I think the one that goes lands and doesn't leave where you put it.
Nope, that's
Someone looked through it and something looked back.
It depends what Freya said to you guys.
I never got that far in. It felt like
I don't want it out anyway. It seems too close to what we're hypothesizing is going
We
on.
need somewhere like your place that we can all go
Yeah, you could
and
yeah.
be safe.
You're now not giving it back.
Oh no, you'll get it back. Like I'll give it back to you, but I just don't want it out and about. Like if you want it, I'll go and get it, like in the day. But I just don't want it out and about. Does that make?
Yeah.
Sorry. Do you want it?
I mean, I wouldn't.
Oh yeah,
having
okay.
Another look. But
Not
Yeah.
here,
Take it
though.
then. Take it then.
I don't think here.
Is here safe?
You're pretty sure it's
safer
safe.
than anywhere else.
Yeah, Kaz's place is pretty safe.
What
If
about-
if there was a magical conduit going to those orphans, is anything listening? And I don't know. I have no idea of this magic. This is completely new to me. But I just wonder if anything, anything was listening on the other side.
What about the keeper? He said he was hiding. I assume he's well hidden.
He was in
hidden in
the
the
Temple
Temple
District.
District.
Yeah, I don't know where.
He said he was hiding and he would find you if he knew you were looking for him. When you were looking for him in Temple, he would find you. And he said his pure The only reason that he was there was because of the miracles that Debiles is performing.
Do you think we should see Captain Drummond today? He let us know where he was.
Check on him.
He was part of this as much as we were. Maybe we should let him know.
He could be in danger.
Would you say that we need to stop Debiles becoming a god? Is that our big aim?
Yeah.
I would say it's probably a good thing to do.
So things we can do to stop him becoming a god.
Kill him.
Disrupt the coilstone supply.
Find where.
Free the minds of the populace so that they don't praise him.
Find the coalstones that he's already got here as well.
Yeah.
Destroy.
And I think an easy way of doing that would be
Follow the children.
Find out who's involved at the ball.
go to the ball. Because also, where is it? Is it in his residence?
The keeper wanted us in there as well. And the devil will join us if we get word to him. I mean,
Yeah, and we can still get word to him.
We said that we would tell him what Gaspars has spoken with us about.
I potentially have an old friend from the Edge Watchers coming. I thought we could use all the allies we could get. Speaking of which, how many days have we been here now?
This is the second day.
Yeah, because we had 5 days on the journey. I said 7 days.
But he didn't reply, right? So
he said he would try. I said to meet him in I think at the Mortuary Square. I don't know if he made it. He was the one that told me the person that resurrected me had been killed and they were coming for me. And it seems they took Leonidas, but they were looking for me as well.
Okay.
Eugene, have you, can I quickly ask if you've heard of Duke Lucard?
I was also wondering this. Have I heard of Duke Lucard?
Roll a history check.
16.
Duke Lucard doesn't sound like a name you know, of a duke that you know. But if Freya explains that it could be his first name, and that might explain it. But it's not a duke from near where you're from.
No, sorry.
This is massive, probably not going to be know anything, but do I reckon, not necessarily as a duke, but is that a name that I would recognise from where I'm from?
Lucard? No, it doesn't ring a bell.
No, also not from my neck of the woods either.
Where is your neck of the woods?
It's in the neck of the woods.
Woods don't have necks.
Bears do.
I can't argue with that.
Okay.
I don't think we know that, so.
Okay, what are you guys doing?
I think I'm also going to talk to Kaz about getting us a bigger safe house, because this isn't going to be sustainable for more than a couple of nights, even just because it's not going to be comfy for everyone.
Are you getting the stuff out? Are you retrieving anything today?
We would have retrieved everything.
Okay.
I think I already said that was the first thing that I did.
So you popped in. Okay.
In that case, can I just sit here and try and get into it one more time?
Okay.
Just right
Can I
now.
help?
I'm going to sit with Freya as well.
I would say you could probably help with the initial check, but past that,
Look at that part.
Dice 20.
I literally later on I'll have a skill where it's basically that. I can give someone my attention by just going, do this.
it's a tough one.
It's fine.
I'll let you. I don't think that it would work because first of all, you're proficient in religion.
No.
Then yeah, we'll say
Also
no for
no.
this. You can guide yourself though, because this is kind of a meditative state that you put yourself in.
I'm just kind of being there in case something goes wrong.
Although I have tried to get in it before.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hang on, can I, before I try and get into it, could I please ritual cast augury
Okay.
with my my knuckle bones?
Sure. This is wheel and woe, right?
Yeah. Or yeah.
Cool. Wheel, woe, or
The
both.
course of action that I plan to take within the next 30 minutes is looking into the sphere.
And wheel being that there's be a positive outcome.
Wheel
woe
is
being
good results, woe is bad results, wheel and woe is good and bad. Nothing is results that are on a special level.
Okay.
That's a cool spell.
So what does it do? You've got these strange knuckle bones.
Yeah.
That,
I cast my knuckle bones that I've painted with little ritual symbols.
Okay.
And I throw them high in the air and let them fall.
Yeah, and as they
Say a
land,
little prayer.
there's a faint little like snap of static that you hear, and they land. And what do you propose to them? So is it that you're stating an action that you're gonna take, or
Yeah.
if I were to do this?
If I successfully access the sphere, will it be bad?
Will it be bad?
Will it?
What will it be?
Yeah, what will it be?
So you wait for a moment in a similar meditative state that when you've tried to access the lantern, and you feel a very faint rumbling and a wind blow over you, and it is a comforting feeling. A positive feeling.
Ooh, wheel. We got wheel, guys. We got wheel. All right. Feeling a little bit bolstered. I'm gonna go headlong into the sphere.
And I'll say you did give me a good justification. You've tried to access it before. So I think if you were to give advice and your experience, then I'll let you roll with advantage.
Ooh.
It's not something that you can repeat.
I'm gonna guide myself. Please. The rumbling is already here. Spectacular. What is it? What check is it?
It's a religion check.
Oh, it's not gonna be enough. It's 20. Dirty.
Just. So you managed to unpick something with Eugene's own experiences of this tangle that binds about this mysterious thing that you can only feel almost like a sort of force around it, a magnetism, and you pick through. And with that, it almost pulls your mind into it, into the gap that you've untangled, and before you is a nexus of pathways in light that spiral out from the orb that you know is in front of you and that you're holding, and they fly out into the sky like limbs of a tree. One pathway has more substance, then it pulses gently and it goes into your chest.
I would like to follow that one again.
Okay, so you follow it. You look down at it as you move, and it's splitting and forming into fibres. And with each beat, it solidifies slightly and then loosens into fibres again. And I need you to take a wisdom saving throw.
Come on, you got this. You're so wisdomless.
I'm very wisdomless. But not today. It's an 8.
Oh no.
As you move closer, further along it, you see a shape form before you. A thickening of fog with no real form. And then you feel yourself shunted from the lantern and back into the spot you were sat. And the light around that single line goes dark.
What did the lantern do anything whilst she was sort of in there?
Yeah, so watching the light around that single line around it pulses slightly with a white, it's a colourless light.
Okay.
And when she went in, it was behaving strangely, almost like you could see, it was like if you were looking behind or through a lit pane of glass, it was like things moving behind it. Like this pattern of light changed almost in an excited manner. And then when she was out, it fades.
I drop it.
It's heavy.
No luck.
No luck.
It's always tomorrow.
I give it back to Sentinel.
Did you see anything at all?
Threads. Threads everywhere. Some
Okay.
heavier than others.
Also, I can't put it back, so you might as well keep it.
Yeah, I take it back.
They said in the book about them making a map connecting the places. Could the God's Lantern be the map?
Could I, did I get any sense of like how many threads there were? Or they're just endless?
No. Roll an intelligence check.
Intelligence. 16?
In the brief time that you were in there, you would estimate you saw maybe 30, maybe more.
Yeah. I guess a couple of places. I was assuming it was God's lantern. Gods, not places.
In the story, they said they looked into other places, and I don't know. Could it be like that thing we found in there, that the balls when they were activated, like the map of
The entanglement. Was it similar to the entanglement? The thing we saw.
What, the patterns in the nexus that you were in?
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of a twisting and turning, like one of those gyroscopic ories that twists like this. So it's not really. There were faint lines that connected those places, or these outer worlds, but this was more like single, pathways going off.
I need to try it again. I didn't get far enough.
Okay, what are you guys doing? What was the plan?
Did you tell us about the threads you saw going down?
Yep. I told you where the orphans went as well.
Well, we've been down there before. I used to use those pathways a lot. So
What's down
Are we
there?
looking for a monster?
we could go looking for a monster. We could go and talking to a skeel.
Oh, we should bring a skeel with us to fight. If we're going down.
He's just
So-
his family.
Leave the man in
Yeah,
peace.
Try and
Bring Clayton. Clayton doesn't have nothing.
Clayton needs purpose in his life.
we could try and find Emerin if he's made it. It might also be a place where, especially if they think you're dead. So if we're out of sight mostly,
Have we
and they're
thought at
looking
all?
for me, we know that.
We have one thing. Have we thought at all about how people are getting controlled and that we need to avoid that at all costs?
This is true.
Yeah, but if we stay away, maybe if we stay away from the preachers.
Do you think it's the preachers that are...
Well, I think if it's going to be anything, it will either be seeing a miracle or
drink it? You could be drinking something. Could water supply. Could be anything.
So
if it was the
drinking just
water
wine
supply,
from now
we probably would have seen more of those people.
It was mostly poor people, right?
You also saw nobles in the glitters, and you saw one of them on a soapbox that said Debiles' name.
Right.
Yeah.
I think our plan of action is to go to Askeel's house, see if he's seen anything strange or knows anything or has heard anything. Then we take Clayton and go down into the sewers.
I think we also leave some jobs for Kaz.
Yeah.
Find us a bigger safe house, or even just a second safe house, because we could stay here. and
Maybe
then
also
you
a
can-
third. To be on the safe side.
Could we ask her if she might be able to find anywhere knowing where Ali is?
That was one of the things I was going to ask her to do. Don't worry. I was going to get her to. So yeah, we'll get. Second, we're going to leave for a note. She'll be pissed if I don't tell her where we've gone. Second safe house. Try and get tickets to the ball for all of us plus Clayton, her, Pharaoh, and your friend. She's going to be so mad. See if she can find anything about Ali. See if she can find anything now that we've given her information on Leonidas. Is there anything else anyone wants to know? She's very good at finding things.
Do we need clothes for the ball?
Well, let's find out if we can get in there first.
Papers for Aura as well.
Oh yeah, we'll get you. What would you like your new name to be?
Yeah.
We'll get some papers under the name of
I'll come up with something.
Yeah, we'll get you down as a sorcerer. She's gonna have no issue with that. She's gonna look at how real these look. I'd like compare mine to Moxie's.
Actually, that's the point. Can I look at them just because I've never really seen a fake sort of identification before me.
Yeah, I put like mine next to Moxie's as well.
They're like writs, you know. There's like the paper license. So you, and she's.
I know what they are, but more just like the actual forgery of it.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I
it's
wouldn't be able to
immaculate.
tell.
Yeah, it's
Not that
brilliant.
I would know what to look for, but just like.
I'll come up with a name between now and
Yeah.
next time.
Could she look into any groups of clerics of Juness that might have been wandering around Dustmere like a year ago?
Yeah. Yeah. We can leave it. We will leave her a long note. I'll leave her a note, and then on the other page is a to-do list.
There was also another alchemist that got away from the ruckus in the ground. An elf, I believe. I'm sure Charlie will check that.
I also love how
Oh, yeah, the one-
Charlie rolled his eyes when I was like, I'm leaving a list for Kaz, and it almost looked like Kaz for a second. I was like, oh, she's gonna be so pissed.
He might well be dead or whatever, I don't know. I have no idea, but he did get away. He is unaccounted for. If we can
See what she can do.
Yeah.
I mean, she is good. I just don't know how far her reach extends much past Dustmere.
That's fair enough. I don't even know
I
if
would,
this person's still in Dustmere or not. So
I would ask about the Prisms of Creation. We know there's a book in the Archivist, but that's also a very
She
high
won't
risk.
get in. She can't get
I
in.
might. Did you say that they hold other books from other guilds?
Caxaria told you that that the Archivist Guild holds the library for the Alchemists Guild as well. So in the Archivist library, that is where the alchemists keep their books, because it's in a controlled environment. And Dustmere is a small city.
Obviously, I don't know if I'll be able to get into other guild areas, but I could get into that library.
Could always say
if
you're
I-
exploring.
If I
Changing
do,
specialties.
I'll probably have to. I'm sure the Archmaids will realise that who I am and
I
have
think-
questions for me.
I think it's something to park for now. We know the book exists. We know where it is, if it's still there. But now I don't think it's our priority. We know vaguely what these things might be.
Okay. So you guys going down in the sewers to Esquilles to drink?
Should we go down in
Should-
the...
We'll
Should we...
find Clayton first.
Yeah, should we go to a
Okay.
steel?
I'll see if I can find Ember.
Okay,
as well.
if you're walking, that would probably take you a good couple hours. Also, you did say 7 days, and like you said, you are a couple of days early.
I thought we'd been here 2 days.
Tomorrow. No,
Oh,
this
tomorrow.
is the second day. So,
Okay, we'll leave him then
Yeah.
for now.
Okay, I'd leave a long note that's like, okay, we're heading off
Shopping
to
list.
we're heading off to our old commanders to see to check in on him, and then I think we're gonna go what is it called underneath the
Spelunking.
we're gonna go splunking. Left a list for on the second page, like on Overleaf. Not everything is for today. I'm really sorry. We have a lot of questions. And then dinner. I'll be at the very least. I'll be back tonight if we can't find anywhere for everyone else. Dinner tomorrow? Question mark.
Could I add on to the list if she can keep, if I give a description of Ember and if she could
Yes,
keep an eye out
really
just
good.
in case she sees him, just in case we're not back quickly.
Oh,
Because we're all
P.S.
gonna die in six.
Neffin came over, may have let him in. Don't know if I was supposed to. Whoops, sorry. Small you like that, and P.S. Thank you for feeding him.
okay.
So mention the mind control.
don't mention the fucking.
So you guys head over to the rougher side of the stubs. So you pop out the Mariners Market and you go
We are like-
northwest, wrapping your faces up.
No face.
This is the part of the stubs where the Dusty Rascal is in the middle of it.
Oh yeah, our favourite place.
Yeah.
And walking down here is not pleasant. So there's a lot of this is basically quite a slummy area. And here we are.
We should be careful about those guys, by the way.
Yeah.
The guys in the Dusty Rascal who hate us.
What happened in the Dusty? What did we do?
You guys worked for a mob boss called Duncan, who is
then we never saw him again.
Oh,
who-
shit.
We ran
who's
away.
Clayton's boss.
We ran away to the desert.
So most people are wearing very simple clothes. And I mean, I think Eskiel will probably given you relative decent directions. And it's not in a really rough part of town. It's in a nicer part of this bit, but it's still not great. And it's a small mud brick place. And as you guys arrive, you actually see Eskiel basically packing his bags. You see, oh god, his family. Oh no. What's the name?
At least they're alive.
I yelled,
assuming he's not
"Hey up,
packing them into body
sunshine!"
bags.
as we're on the way through, as we're coming up towards him, like, "Hey up,
He's like,
sunshine!"
Fuck. I mean,
What?
and you see
Rude.
you see a woman with him, a short human. There's 2 children with them, and they're basically carrying their bags. He's like, "Oh, this is friends." He looks down at the 2 kids, 1 boy, 1 girl.
I get Zeal. I present Zeal to the children, and Zeal's like, "Fuck off!"
Yeah, the boys, they're both encapsulated by it for a moment. Yeah, we're not hanging about.
You off?
Where are you going to go?
I don't know yet. I'm thinking of. Oh god, I want to say it right. Del Nori. It's up on the coast, big city. Plenty of work there. People might invite me. Don't tell anyone that. Fuck, shouldn't have said that.
Don't tell anyone.
Yeah, we've. It's my family, by the way. It's
I shake his wife's hand.
yeah. She's like, Kiri, nice to meet you.
Sentinel. And the gang.
I'd love to know who you are, but he's very secretive about things. And then you see Eskiel, and he's like, looks at you like, don't bother saying anything. Like. Yeah, he's like, I've been given money, and whatever's been happening is too much for me. And you're welcome to the place. Cook's in there. Clayton.
I was going to break into mine and Ali's place and use that.
Cook and Clayton are in there. Yeah.
So what you're saying is we've also got a house and also a cook.
Clayton's he's thinking of leaving as well. He's hiding. He hates that this is the place he's hiding because obviously our old boss is down the road. But
Yeah, I'd forgotten about him. Freya just reminded me.
yeah, but
Cool. It's fine.
I mean it's a fair journey for us, so we're gonna leave. But if you're ever in Del Nori, look me up.
I hug him.
Yeah.
He hugs you back.
I pile
Little bit
onto
of-
the hug.
I predator handshaking.
Yeah, he hugs and handshakes, and it looks very awkward. And he just like gathers them off, and
Stay safe.
then he looks back and he's like, "I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you."
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
Would have been a nice place.
Sentinel bursts out laughing.
Yeah, he smiles. He's just like looks at you all once more, shakes his head.
Stay
Off
safe.
you go, sunshine.
Don't die.
You too.
Oh, it's more likely, out of all of us, who's more likely to die?
Not me. I'm gone.
Yeah, but in general, you're getting old, mate. Just a playful racer. Just go. Just go, alright.
Good life to you. Farewell. Bye bye.
Love you, bye.
He waves, gathers them off
We kick the
their
door.
bags.
Pow.
Inside,
Good game.
inside you see, like Cook is asleep on the sofa.
I'm gonna
Right, who
move.
sits on it?
He hasn't got a sofa. What am I on about? He's got like he's got some chairs, some wooden chairs. Cook's like put one in front of the other, and he's got his legs up on it, and he's just got a blanket, and he's just like,
I'm gonna shake
Sleep
you awake and then be like, guess who?
He's gonna shit himself.
give us a bit, alright. Oh.
Sleep well, Cook, and I just stroke his head.
And then you see
Just once.
this dwarf is just so done with you. And then
He's your best
Clayton,
friend.
the ginger guy, he comes. He comes from one of the other rooms in the house, and he's like, "You all right?
You're right.
What are you doing here?
Gonna go kill a monster.
Wanna come?
Please.
Nothing better to do." But seriously, what are you talking about?
It seems like the entire population of this town is slowly being like mind controlled into loving Duke Debiles.
Yeah, I've noticed something weird going on.
Yeah, we gotta do something about it.
Also, do you have any do you have a suit?
A suit?
Yeah.
No.
Do you have money to buy a suit?
We can buy him one.
Right, we'll buy you a suit. Because you're gonna need one
We
when
got fuck all from the desert. Nothing.
we got a little bit.
Oh, well, good for you.
I thought we shared it with we got some stuff.
Did you not get anything?
No, we got.
No, I'm asking you as the DM. You've still not cleared up how
No,
much
you
gold
guys
we
went
got.
to Gaspar.
And he
didn't.
did. He just ran away.
Oh.
should give him
We'll buy him a suit.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Has he still got his mark?
No, it's gone.
Yeah.
They dealt with it in the barracks.
When we've worked out how much gold we got from what's his face, I will give him some money.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I'll send you guys a text after.
We'll buy him a suit. Because we're gonna go to a masquerade ball, motherfucker. But that is not today. Today we're going to Blunkin.
Right, where to then?
So it's
Is there a sewer grate nearby? Was there one on the wall?
Who knows much about? Aura probably has the best knowledge of the stubs. So roll.
It's just
What
if
would
there
it
was
be?
one in the street, I wouldn't answer that and just walk out and open the sewer grate.
We should
No,
do-
like,
we
roll
should
a-
detect magic and
What would it be?
Yeah,
Roll an
that's true.
intelligence check
follow
with
the trail.
What?
an intelligence check with proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Because
This is gonna
it's
be
not really a history
Oh,
check.
okay.
It's just about your navigation of a city you've lived in.
We're going dungeon diving.
Do we need anything?
19.
Okay. Yeah, you're
we should
aware
probably
of
get some
a.
stuff, like
I'm
food.
aware of the sewers.
You're
They're
aware
awesome.
of a grate. There is one, a similar iron gate to the one that Eugene pointed out as you left. It is in between two slums. There's like an archway over it, and two of the houses that are built on the side of it. And it just steps down towards a metal gate.
Do we want to supply up or anything before we head in?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
believe that's probably wise. Get some food. Don't know how long we'll be down there for.
True. All right. So, Toka, we'll go back to the market. Oh, we've just been stock up on some.
Okay,
Yeah,
how many
potions.
rations? How many days of the rations each you getting?
3.
Yeah, 3 days.
Okay.
What time of day is it? Have we spent the entire day conspiracy?
It's
Probably
probably
a morning
it's,
conspiracy.
it's probably midday by this point.
Is that enough time to go down?
Maybe. Like, I think if we're good, well,
The sun's
we can
pretty
make
high.
a start. Like, we
Yeah.
can take some rope down to work well. Because if we go back to the Mariners Market, I know my way around that half of the sewers because that's how I got in.
Oh, we should go in there then.
So we should probably go in there and we can make a start, and then if it gets like, I suppose we won't be able to tell time down there.
Should we buy a watch?
Yeah, the watch is a
I
thing.
don't have watch.
You can try and find a pocket watch.
sundials.
Yeah.
Or like, hang on, what's
The rations are going to be for 3 days. It's one gold, 5 silver per person for 3 days rations.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
1 gold, 5 silver was that?
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at. Are we gonna end just after this?
Relatively soon, yeah.
I might look for like inventory
Five
bits as well. Just like I've got a crowbar and that, but like I might look for some random items
I've got a lot of money.
that could be useful.
One of you, like in the markets, who was it that wanted a watch?
Yeah.
Or wants a watch.
Okay, so you go hunting. You find a lot of hourglasses,
Is it a
and
Rolex?
no, but you find a beaten up pocket watch that someone's selling. It seems to work, and it is like brass. It's a pretty functional thing, and it is 75 gold.
You know what, guess.
Okay.
Hey, how much is an hourglass?
25 gold.
Oh, that's still quite a lot. Is there a small one?
Well, I have had a
Sure.
small
One
thought.
for 10 gold that's like just about an hour.
We could just stop when we start getting tired.
Well, hang on. I've had a small thought. I could. I'm really smart. I could cast Disguise Self because it lasts an hour. So when it drops, we'll know it's been an hour. And then if we want to go again, I just do it because I can cast it as many times as I fucking want.
So you just do
So
Disguise Self every hour.
I could be our hour clock.
Nice. It's just you
like
with
it.
a watch.
Well, no, because it wouldn't be. I would be the watch because
Yeah.
it would just drop.
Well, it would disappear after an hour, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's fine.
Do we,
Smart.
That's
do we
Very
need anything
good
to
thinking,
help
sis.
with healing or?
Yeah. Do we want to get some healing potions and shit?
Nah, I've got 33 hit points. I'm good.
I'll inquire to.
That's
Is there anywhere
double mine.
around that you could buy?
Last time
potions
you were
from?
here, you struggled to find a place like that in the Mariners Market, but you're aware of a herbalist that sold ingredients.
I could buy some ingredients.
We didn't buy any potions from bottle, did we?
No, I bought
didn't
the
spend that money
reagents.
then.
Sure.
What reagent class will I need to
make
would
one?
Eugene know how to make a healing potion?
Let me have a look. I closed my... Because it was like, run time, too fast, too slow. I think it was a curative. It was mainly curatives.
I have a curative and a reactive.
So you need 3 common curative reagents and a glass vial.
Well, I have a glass vial. So how much would it be to buy 2 more curative reagents?
Let me have a look.
I think it was 15 gold last time, but obviously it
Yes.
depends where the shop is and how much they're selling for.
So they're 15 gold each.
Cool, can I buy 2 more of those, please?
Sure. It's 30 gold.
Cool.
You, just for brevity, I won't go into it, but the herbalist does have reagents, but you get the feeling that they don't sell them very often. And one of them points you into the Alchemy Guild for any further ingredients. They mainly supply herbs and spices and natural ingredients for
Can I
barns and
inquire
things.
about the spices they have?
Yeah, they say they've got, loads, anything you could think of in the desert. It's not cheap though.
Do you have anything that is commonly found in the Apari? Any spices
That's a very interesting question. There's a half elf who works in there with curly blonde hair. How long are you here? I'd be interested in researching this. I'd like to get this right.
About a week, I think.
Come back tomorrow.
Well, I don't know if I can come back. Maybe in a few days.
That's fine.
Yeah.
As long as, yes, that's perfect.
Okay, yeah, I'll come back.
Brilliant.
Thank
Okay.
you.
With that done, are you guys going down into the one near Caxaria's?
Yeah.
Okay.
The ones here I do want to grab is some magic paper, if there's any magic paper about, or good quality.
As
paper.
in paper for spellcasting?
No,
Yeah.
magic paper.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just makes a mean paper aeroplane.
Magical
Well,
paper.
how much is it per... when you're buying materials for writing new spells, is it
50 gold, I
I
think.
think
per
it's
level?
50 per level, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all of them, isn't it? So
And yeah, unless that's like your school, then it's half.
I could give you parchment, a single sheet of parchment that's good quality
Yeah.
for 1 silver.
I'll grab. I'll just get 5 pages, I think.
Okay, 5 silver.
Actually, hold on, let me check. Wait. I've got 4 silver left, so I'll just do 4.
And 100 gold.
And leave.
Okay.
Real quick, I'm gonna run into Kaz's and get the red, the red thread that we were using for the conspiracy board.
Okay.
And also just to see if Kaz has been in them, but also just run away.
Okay.
Yeah, 50 gold per level.
Brilliant. Okay, so you guys enter the exit Caxaria's. There is an iron gate with a lock, a rickety looking thing. Within, it's dark and dingy. And for those of you with good eyesight and good perception, you can see within are 2 other So there's a tunnel on the left and a tunnel on the right. And on the left, there is a grate, a faint light coming from it, sand spilling out. And on the right is a wooden door that looks old, and some water just running at the base of it. And you all smell a foul, stale smell of water as you approach this gate. And
Before we go in, can I quickly cast detect magic? Well,
Sure.
I say quickly, 10 minutes.
If
That's
he's
okay.
doing 10 minutes
Is-
of that
is
prayer at the
Ansel-
same time, do you augury again?
Is Ansel about?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
always about.
I'm gonna boop on the tail and cast light.
Does Seal
And-
get jealous?
Maybe.
Sensible, you said you've been down here before.
Yep.
Is it all like on one level mostly?
You guys came from the right side, from the left side, where the sand is pouring out. So that actually goes to outside of the walls.
Yeah,
of the city.
that's how we got in. Is it all on one level though?
That one is higher up than the one on the right. The one on the right is further down.
So no.
Okay, so sort of if we got to the bottom of the one on the right, I'm gonna take out one of the pieces of paper, place the compass on it, and cast map.
You guys are still outside at the moment. There's a lock.
Alright.
There's a
when
lock
when
on
we
the
get
gate.
down in there on level,
Yeah.
I'll take 10 minutes to cast map, and that will give us a map of 1,000 feet around that.
So Eugene, first of all, what are you going to ask?
Is this the correct course of action?
Because you go in, I'm going to
top
do this, and the bones will say yes or no.
If it's a good thing, good.
Yeah.
What was the question? Sorry.
Good results. If we go down this route, will we free the people of Dustmere?
Okay. And you cast a detect magic.
Mhm.
Okay. So at the same time, Eugene, you open your eyes from casting your ritual, you look up. Nothing much has changed, and then for a brief moment you see a flicker of something on the wind, of the greenish lines of threads floating down into the ground, and then they're gone again. And then they come back, and you can see them going down.
Who do you need to go down?
And Freya, you throw these knuckle bones down onto the dirty cobbles, and there's a slight crack of static. And in reaction to your question, will this free those people of Dustmere? You get a positive warmth, and as you come out from that moment, you're hit with that foul, rotting stench of water from the sewer beneath you. And that's where we're going to end today's section. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.